Craft-faced and foil-faced insulation have a vapor retarder attached to one side. That's the craft or foil. Water vapor is produced in homes by everyday activities such as cooking, bathing, and washing. In time, this moisture can damage a home if it's allowed to penetrate into walls or ceilings, reaching colder surfaces. This moisture can condense and cause rot and mildew, so the vapor retarder holds moisture back. Incidentally, foil has a greater vapor retardance than craft. In most parts of the country, and this is important, in most parts of the country, the insulation is placed with the vapor retarder facing in, toward the inside of the house. But there are some places, especially in high humidity regions like the Gulf Coast, where the vapor retarder should be placed toward the outside. Check with your supervisor to be sure. There's another point you should remember about vapor retarders. Although fiberglass itself is non-combustible, most vapor retarders are flammable. That's why they should never be left exposed. In applications where the vapor retarder must be left exposed, CertainTeed provides a special flame-resistant foil facing called FSK 25 for these jobs. Now, let's look at unfaced insulation. This is used in one of two ways, either in places where no vapor retarder is needed, say interior walls, or it's used with a separate vapor retarder, usually this poly film, which is attached over the whole wall after the unfaced insulation has been installed. Packages of CertainTeed insulation give you a lot of information on both the front of the bag and on the end panel: width, length, type of facing, number of pieces, square footage, and R value. R values are color-coded so you can easily find the right insulation you need for a job. This bar is color-coded to indicate the facing in the bag. Yellow means unfaced, and brown means craft-faced. Every R value has its own distinctive color, so you can pick out what you need for a job quickly, and before you leave for the job, you can easily double-check that you have the right insulation. Some specialty products come in different-looking packages. This is noise reducer insulation. It's for sound control in residential and light commercial buildings. Non-standard products, for example, longer sidewall bats for homes with higher ceilings, can be ordered and are labeled made to order with the special size shown on the label. Sometimes a product will be packaged in a plain black and white bag. We call it a utility bag. All made to order and utility bags are labeled like this, with the same information as our standard product bags. Like everything we do, there's a right way and a wrong way. As we go on with this training, we'll be going by the book. We'll be watching experienced insulation installers doing things the right way. Part of insulating a house the right way is being sure every space is insulated with no gaps. That means insulating tiny spaces, behind pipes and ducts, around wiring and windows, everywhere. Every space you leave uninsulated is a place for heat to enter or escape. So remember to insulate the little spaces as well as the big ones. We'll be talking more about that later. Also, if you're installing a vapor retarder, it's very important to cover everything so moisture can't get through, and we'll be talking more about that later also. Now, about your tools. You want to make sure you have everything you need on your truck or in your toolkit before you leave for the job. You should carry these things: a staple hammer, plenty of staples, enough to last the day, waterproof tape, a screwdriver or putty knife for chinking, a utility knife and extra blades, some twine for bundling scraps. Be sure to dress properly to protect yourself. An OSHA-approved disposable dust respirator like this one is essential. Protect your eyes with safety glasses. Wear a cap, a long-sleeved shirt, gloves, long pants, and good sturdy shoes or boots. Hard-toe shoes are a good idea. There will be times you should wear a hard hat, for example, in an attic where roofing nails may be poking through near your head. Our bat packages come bundled in units of 4 or 5. We call them bat packs. The 4 straps can easily be opened with a utility knife, but you should cut sequentially, starting from either end like this. Be sure to cut away from yourself for safety. When you open packages, be sure to open them by cutting on a side panel like this. That way, you'll be less likely to cut the craft or foil facing. If the facing should be cut, or if it should tear during installation, be sure you tape over the cut with moisture-proof tape. Any holes in the facing, even small ones, will let moisture through. And here's another tip. Since CertainTeed insulation is compression packed, it will expand as soon as you open the bag. Be sure you open the bags where there's enough space, and to save time, open bags near where the insulation will be installed. And remember not to compress the insulation when you're working with it. This bat of insulation will be less effective if you compress it like this. Well, we've come to the end of this tape. Before you look at the next tape, it's a good idea to rewind this one and look at it again. You'll pick up some information you may have missed the first time around, and it's a good idea to know as much as you can as soon as you can. I'll see you next time.